Right, there you go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our home buying tips in New Zealand to all our kababayans and new immigrants, especially here in New Zealand, who are still trying their best to settle in New Zealand. And this kind of episode is for you guys to help you get to know the process and the ins and outs of buying a property here in New Zealand, because it's a big decision in life and you will try your best not to make mistakes, right? So just learn from people who are sharing their experiences and expertise through this episode, podcast, I mean. I'm back again. I'm by myself, not completely. We have guests though. Marianne is not going to be joining us right now. Things are going a bit tough, especially that the season, it's the cold season. It's winter time. So if you're watching us anywhere in New Zealand, let us know and keep yourself safe and warm, especially. Right. Now, I am so thankful that finally our guest is able to join us tonight. They are not just someone from somewhere. I know these people, and that's why I'm quite comfortable having them in this show. So we're going to welcome them straight away because, behind every great home purchase is a team that made it happen. Like in my case, how I purchased my home, they are the reasons. One of the reasons, I would say, because they were in my team. And yeah, many things. We've been together in the buying and of course in the selling as well. And I look forward to be dealing with them again in the future. Fingers crossed, because we plan to grow our portfolio here in New Zealand. So if you're just starting, stay tuned and get to know, because you need to ask the right questions to the right people. And I tell you, these are the right people because I have dealt with them. I've negotiated through them, with them, and by them. Kia ora once again, everybody. Magandang gabi. And welcome to this 80th episode of Home Buying Tips. And let's welcome straight away now our guest from Barfoot and Thompson Real Estate Company. They're two agents who sold this house we're staying in. And yeah, let's have D&A, Dev and Anju. Yay!
Hello. Hi.
Kamusta
Yeah.
everyone?
Kamusta?
Thank you so much for your time. I know we've been negotiating as to when are you available, because being a real estate agent is not easy. Can you walk us through your everyday, just a quick one of tell us how busy you are?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for such a warm introduction, Juvi. We were absolutely a team together when you were buying. And we are so fortunate to meet you, to meet your lovely family, and also helped you in your very first home. Your first home is always special. And we were so happy for you and your beautiful family too.
Hey, thanks. What about Dev? You want to say something first?
Yeah, it was a pleasure assisting you with buying of your new home. And I remember you and your husband had a lot of dreams about this house, and how we negotiated this property for you, and eventually you made it such a nice living place for yourself. You've improved in
Yeah,
so many areas. And when we visited you last, I was like,
beautiful.
I had goosebumps actually when I saw your property in such a good shape with a lot of improvements done in the house. It
you
was
made
beautiful.
you made a home out of a house, that so that was
Yeah.
very beautiful to see. Yeah. So yeah, the day in the life of realtor, it is actually very crazy to say, because sometimes we don't even know how the day will be. For example, our morning starts. We wake up at like what, 4:30?
4:30.
4:30, go to gym, then come home, do our duties, parents' duty, drop kids to school, pack their lunches and all, and then off we go to our office. It starts from
Appointments I think starts.
appointments one after other. We have to send the paperwork that we signed last night at 11 o'clock. There's a new property coming in Flatbush. So we came back home around 11. So we have to send the paperwork first thing in the morning. After that, there were some pre-settlement inspections. There were some settlements as well, and also some building inspections too. So finally, everything is finished around 4. And then after 4, again, parents' duties, pick up kids, drop them back home, and then off we go again to some more, to some negotiations, to some meetings that we were planning, and also some negotiations that we were working on a property right now. Just finished at 6:30, and then now we are right here in front of you at 7. So it's full on.
I know, because I remember we were even texting, emailing, even at night, and even
Exactly.
signing at night. So, just for the new immigrants to have an idea that dealing with an agent doesn't have a time restriction. Like, once
Yeah.
you sign in or you sign up for buying the house, then it's a busy conversation. This exchanges of text messages, say.
Yeah.
And you got to be available for your clients because you are their first contact. So we have to be available. I remember one day there was a wake around 2, and somebody sent a message on Facebook Messenger about a property, and because they was awake, he just replied back, and then they felt so guilty. They said, "I'm so sorry, we didn't expect you to reply now." But because we were available, so we did it. So we are actually quite like that, workaholics, and also quite passionate about what we do. So for us, it's never a work. It's like we are
Mm.
enjoying this real estate. And once you're living your dream, then it's never become a work. It's just the passion that you are,
You carry on.
carrying on. Yeah.
Like you're just playing.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
having fun.
It is hard work though. It is 7 days of work. No,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, no holidays, nothing. But
you
yeah, we
have
do
so much.
enjoy some odd holidays, like
Yeah.
some public holidays when we really can't do open homes and things. So we really enjoy go out with kids and do those things. But then I think it's a 7 days job and not 24/7, but it is literally
I
our phone start ringing at around 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. But no
Oh,
complaints. We love it.
mm.
Every
So
second,
is
every
this
minute.
like your full-time job or you
It
have
is.
another job on the side?
No,
No
it's a
wonder.
full job.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can't really give full attention to your clients. It's hard.
Exactly. Exactly.
But what type of property do you like selling? Do you have a preference or do you also say, no, I don't think we can sell your house? Things like that. Do you
It's
have a property in mind? Your preference, say for the location, the type of houses you would like to sell to buyers.
Yes. So we are Auckland based. Of course, we only sell properties in Auckland. We can sell any properties in Auckland. We have our friends and clients who have dealt with us in past, and they are from Henderson and West Auckland, and then they say, "I only want you guys." So for them, we are available for them. We have sold properties in Swanson, in Henderson, in what was it?
Ranui.
Ranui as well. We have sold properties in Pukekohe. We just closed a deal in Pokeno last week as well, to a beautiful Filipino family as well. So
Oh, that's good to hear.
yes. So we do that, but our main, place is Eastern Auckland and South Auckland. So we are local in South Auckland and East Auckland, and we are very proud to say that we have also won an award as well from Barfoot and Thompson last month only for the top team in Eastern
Yeah.
Auckland as well. So very proud to say that, and thank you to all
And the support.
all the support, and our big clientele, if we say so, is majorly Filipino clients. We love working with them. It's a pleasure. They are It
Very humble,
very humble,
nice family.
down to earth, always smiling, have, beautiful hat, and you just feel like family connection with them. So we always look forward to helping as many, and we are so proud to say that all these Filipino clients of ours are now become a family in the process.
Yeah,
So
that's nice to hear. And thank you for bringing up because I want our viewers to know that you can follow them on Instagram and Facebook, Team DNA. Thank you that you have your name there. Is it showing? It would be nice. Team DNA, edit name headline. Oh yeah, it should. Let's have that one on the screen so you will see that. No, it doesn't show. My name is not showing anyway. But Team DNA, Dev and Anju.
perfect.
Would you like to give us an idea as to what are the three things buyers often overlook, especially beginners like me? I won't have no, when I was just starting, when we were just starting buying our house, oh, we tend to ask questions, but then we didn't know everything. But
Yes.
would you like to give us an idea the three things that we often overlook when making an offer?
I think, in my opinion, with my experience, the buyers do get a little emotional when buying the property, and which is fair enough. But what happens is when buyers goes out and look for properties, they do not know, they have not done the homework yet. They don't know what's kind of borrowing they can get from the bank, what sort of property they should look at, which area they should look at, what would be the size of the property, and things like that,
And school zone.
and school zone as well. So I think the first and foremost thing a buyer should do is to get in touch with a bank or a mortgage broker and get
Super.
some advice, especially some sort of calculations done on their pre-approval application. That would be the first stepping stone, in my opinion, that get missed out. And that
Mm,
actually gives you an idea of, okay, my budget is around, let's say, 800,000. What sort
Mhm.
of areas should I target? If, let's say, for example, I am looking a house in a very good school zone area, which is very high in demand, which is most likely that you would possibly get a house which is like in the range of 3 to 4 bedroom house. So if, let's say, you're dreaming of 7 bedroom house, you may not be able to achieve that. So I think the
mm,
first and foremost thing what a buyer should do is consult a financial advisor, get some sort of financial advice in terms of how much they can get, what are the prerequisites, what are the things that the bank needs from them. They might have just started work, and they may not have 3 months of payslip. So eventually they have to wait for all of that scenario. So I think this is the first thing that I have seen buyers do miss out. They actually come to our open homes. They said, "Oh, I like the property. I want to. I wish this would be mine," but saying that they don't know, they have not been in touch with anyone. So I think that's the first and foremost thing
Yeah.
that's missed out.
And also, with on top of the broker and the financial advice, I think it's very important to also budget around the other cost,
Mm.
like for example additional council rates, house insurance, maintenance in case of if there is any renovation work needed, or also the body corporation fees as well, which goes on top. There are some legal fees as well and the moving cost, so they need to have all that in the mind with the when they are looking to buy. With
And I think these are the costs sometimes get overlooked because they only worried about the mortgage, mortgage
mm.
repayments and all that stuff. But these are the additional costs
Yeah.
that are involved in, home buying. What was the third and the other thing? I think the buyer also miss out to do their proper due diligence. I think they're not being guided properly, either through an agent or a broker or another member, somebody they might know in New Zealand. So I think what is they're missing out is, when they put an offer in, they they would know that they have some protection. in terms of putting some conditions in.
Yep.
So they have legal right to have the building inspected. They have a legal right to get the finance sorted before they go unconditional on a property. They should get the solicitor to check the limb for them, which is very
Exactly.
important. That's the information held by counsel. And first time buyer would not know all those nitty gritties, I would say. So I think these are the major things that do get missed out, and I think they need proper guidance. And you need a good broker and a good
Agent.
agent.
Yeah, thank you. We've actually covered all of these already in the past, several episodes
Oh,
already, dive into details, and thank you that you're backing up what we've discussed in the past. And I just remember, yeah, true. When it was my first time, I just went straight away to Home Open. And I was
Yeah.
told, not by you guys, I was told by, I don't remember anymore who was that agent. He asked me, do you have your finances ready and sorted? And I was like, nope.
yeah,
So, yeah,
it does
that's
happen.
really the first thing. Well
Yes.
done. Thanks so much for clarifying this. Next one. How would you guide a first home buyer or both the seller and the buyer to have a win-win negotiation? Because I know you've you've assisted us with that, how I negotiated. Can we lower it down? And then yeah,
Yeah.
it's a long story though, but you helped us. Can you share how you helped us with others, please?
Sure. See, home buying definitely needs some negotiations. Where there are two parties, there is a seller and a buyer, and they are both north and the south pole of a transaction, because both buyer and the seller wants to maximize their position. So a buyer would like to get the best deal of the century and the seller would like to get the best price for their house.
Yeah.
I think the deal only happens when they both shake hands on a deal. They both agree, they both happy. What I feel is a buyer would, when a buyer put an offer in and they are willing to negotiate, they would actually need to do some homework in regards to what would be the realistic price of that property that they are trying to buy. That is very, very important. If they do not know that, I mean, it would be very hard for them to negotiate a price, right?
Yeah.
For example, and in regards to a seller, for seller, it is very important to get the best price, right? But the seller also needs to know the real market value of the property. So I think the negotiations will only happen and into a deal when both parties understand, if the buyer is willing to pay the price that the property is actually valued, and the seller is actually happy to accept a price which is a realistic value for their property, and that's where the deal happens. So in my opinion, um, get the real estate agent's advice and obviously do some homework for a buyer. And for a seller, yes, again, the agents come into play. They also give the seller a market appraisal, which gives them an idea of what is the current value of their property. And that also guided them in terms of negotiating. So let's say a vendor was thinking, okay, the property is 900,000, but the real market value is 800,000. So the buyer will put their offer in and negotiate a price, but at the same time, the seller would need to be realistic to get a deal done.
I remember, how I negotiated with you guys because I was so fixated with the CV because that's all I can see online anyway. And
Yeah,
I remember it was Deb who told me, don't base your offer on the CV because indeed it's too low. The
Yeah.
CV
yeah,
online is too low compared to the value of the property when you see it in the actual. So you
absolutely.
told me to kind of, what do you think? How much do you think this is worth? So, hmm. I don't know how you convinced me anyway, but I didn't make a mistake. Like
To be
this.
honest, I mean, as real estate agents, we do not refer to CV anyway. So CV is just for the government value. It's a government valuation.
Yeah.
It's basically for them to ascertain the rates that they need to charge for the property. So it's really it's a computerized way of getting a valuation, and it basically refers to the properties that were sold recently. For example, the current CV is actually belong to the last year, which means that the values are shown what the last year was. So we can't really, in today's time, we cannot relate the real market value of a property by government valuation.
So do you think the CV goes up and down like the mortgage rate, or it just continuously go up?
Generally, it used to go up. It keeps going up. But I think what has happened in the COVID era, where
2021.
things have got hyped up, and when the new valuations were done by the government last year, um, they were done at par of what how the market,
Was
jumped
reacting.
so high.
Yeah.
So it moved that way, and then eventually, after cut to 2 years, last year, this year, the supply has been a little bit overwhelming, and there are less number of buyers in the market. So basically, that actually brings the price back. So with the current CV right now, it actually was derived for 2024. So this is actually not the current CV, but it is how
Yeah.
why they've got the CV is to calculate
Yeah.
the rates
Yes.
for the properties,
So the CV is basically for the rate that the homeowner is going to pay the government. Yeah.
the council. Yeah,
So yeah, take that as a tip from everyone who's watching. That CV, you can't really rely on it. It's not for the buyer, it's for the seller who's paying the rates. Next question. Can you give us an update now as to how the property market is going recently?
The property, this is actually the perfect market for the buyers. With oversupply of properties, low interest rates, OCR
Mhm.
has been declined as
Mhm.
well. So
there are
this
two more cuts that
coming,
come.
right? Yeah, so two more cuts
More.
coming. So I think if you are looking to buy or you're thinking of upgrading, this is the best time to buy. This is, I was just reading the newsletter recently, last week only, which was published by Peter Thompson from Barfoot and Thompson, and he mentioned that this is the highest supply from last 7 years. So in May month, we have the supply was from the highest. So which is good for the buyer. They have a lot of options to choose from as compared to, I remember, 2021.
Yeah.
It was like as if there's no tomorrow. People were buying. I had a property, and I keep referring to them. And if Marco and Lenore, you're listening to us, hello. Just shout out to Marco and Lenore. We have put their property on market in 2021. You won't believe, Juvi. We just did the first open home, and but with us, what we do is, you can say that, we capture Gen Zs, we captures all, the generations. So we do a lot of video. Generally, we're not old school, so we have to make sure that we are advanced with what we are doing in the marketing as well. So we have made videos, photos is always, of course, is there, but we do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Reels, lot of other things as well. So we have made a proper video of their home. No one know about COVID. That just happened in 1 week. We have to stop all the open homes. Nobody was allowed to enter. Nobody, because it was lockdown 4, level 4. Luckily, because we had the video, we had an amazing auction. We had 25 groups join that auction. Some were from Melbourne, because they left New Zealand. They were stuck in Melbourne. Some were stuck in Hamilton, in India, all over the places in Brisbane, and they were bidding for that property from there over there because of the video we did, of the property video we did, because they could then see the proper layout of the house. And we managed to, the auction was such a hit. We got 250,000 over what they were expecting. So, and this is our beautiful Filipino family who are like friends now. They have moved to
Yeah.
Australia. Whenever they come, we always go out for, drinks and nibbles, and we always have it, go there. So we have that made a family connection with them. So it was like that then, when people were there was very limited properties and 25
Mhm.
groups were fighting to get that property. And that was great for the owners that they get the best price that time. But now it's the
But
buyer's market where in one street you will see five houses, six houses on market. So
Mhm.
buyer have lot of options to choose, which is good for them. They don't have to just be reliant put everything in for that property that they love. They have options to choose. So I think if you are, do not wait any longer now. Get your broker or get go to your bank advisor. Get your
mortgage.
approval done, pre-approval done. Get some estimate and then try to look for properties online and do your filters, what you need, location, school zone, property, how many bedrooms, and all that. And I think this is no better time, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of new immigrants, particularly teachers, because I'm a teacher, and they're looking at rent to own. Even when I started here in Auckland, 2018, I was looking for a rent to own scheme because I keep on hearing that from someone somewhere. It,
Um,
does that really exist, or is it still happening? Or
we don't hear it much. I mean, I'm not sure.
I think 5 to 7 years ago, I used
Yeah.
to hear that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not that much anymore. Um, I guess the whole idea is a vendor would like to, which is a seller, would like to get the top dollar for their property. They wanted to market it out rather than just you know um, trusting on one buyer who is the renter. So I think what generally in this era, I would say, vendors do try to get the property out on the market so that it gives
yeah.
opportunity for a lot many buyers to have a look,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that will attract many buyers, and eventually they will want to get a better outcome, I guess. So I think it's more of again the demand and supply kind of thing,
Hmm.
where vendor wants to
Yeah.
try their best position, in terms of getting the best outcome for their property.
And we don't hear this term a lot. I mean, I remember my one of my friend from Australia. She mentioned that her cousin, where he used to live, their vendors were overseas, and now they're buying it from them. And they were renting there, and now they are because they love the house so much now. So I often, very rarely, I hear this, but generally, I don't think it's very much of a thing in New Zealand, isn't it?
If maybe I would say 0.1%, if
Yeah.
it is happening, then it would not. We don't get to hear that
Yeah.
generally. It is because
Yeah,
it's
I
an.
know. I heard it in 2018 when we moved to Auckland, but then couldn't really find one. And
Yes.
I'm still
Mhm.
hearing it from someone, and I was like, I'm not sure if that really exists because I've been here for how many years? And yeah, so maybe back in the days where people have a lot of properties
Yeah.
and they're just happy to rent to own one property because they still
Yeah.
have more, but
Yeah.
because people are moving out of Auckland and they just want to get the money straight away from their property, maybe. So they
Yeah.
just want to sell it straight, you know.
Yeah, and
Could
it's a
be.
easy sell for them.
Yeah.
They know the tenant, and if the tenant is prepared to pay the amount that they're expecting, I
Mm.
think that's an arrangement between a landlord and a tenant. So
That's why we don't hear it much because it's just the arrangement. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so it,
fantastic.
yeah,
the
fair
agent is
enough.
not involved here.
The agent is not
No
involved.
more agent involved, so that's why not so popular. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. Or maybe between friends or families, it's arrangement
Sure.
between them. Now, nearing to the last of our discussion, you've got a few properties already on the market right now.
Yes.
And how would you like? What tips would you like to give to our buyers? Whether which property is for auction ideal for them, or for negotiation and for deadline sale? Feel free to share what you have right now, or if you have a screen that you would like to be shared,
We
you
I
can
don't
present
know
that
if I
one.
can
Or
do the screen, but I don't know how do I get the screen on, but
You
they,
can
You,
have your app
you
on.
can see
uh,
the present. Yeah, present, and then share. I think that would be share screen.
Okay,
Okay.
well, trying to open something.
You click at the bottom, there's like a present. Sorry, I haven't mentioned this feature that is possible for you to
yeah,
share.
no,
What
that's
is it?
good. So you said that go and do present, right?
Yep, there's a present tab at
Stream
the
to
bottom of
stream
our.
to stream to your audience. That's all it says.
What's
No,
that?
it
Share
says stream.
screen.
No, it says stream to your audience.
I don't know what that looks like from your end.
But it's all good.
Anyway,
I can talk
uh,
about few properties that we
yeah,
have. So I actually want to talk about this beautiful property that we have in Flatbush. Many first home buyers, especially they have a budget and they go for properties around 800 to 900. And what we have seen is, and I've met some beautiful Filipinos family when we were listing few properties in Takanini, and that is Takanini, Menoriva, Papakura is the first areas that they go because they know that they can get affordable house there. Um, but good news is I have an affordable house in Flatbush, which is, people love to come because of the good school zone. It's a beautiful property, standalone, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. The address is 13 Canna Street, Flatbush. Very affordable. I mean, generally in Flatbush, you will see properties in 800 to 900 duplex properties or townhouses. But this is a standalone property. But
oh, and
standalone.
it's just 800.
8,899 is the asking price. So the
Eight.
CV was 1 million as
Plus.
per plus, and the asking price is 899.
I think it's a bargain
It's a bargain.
offer because this vendor is actually moving to other side of Auckland,
Yeah.
and he's very realistic, wanting to sell this property. Even though a similar property in the street has sold over 900, it was sold 924. Okay,
Yeah.
well, and they are selling below that price. So, according to me, as a real estate agent, they are realistic. They want to sell it because they have a need to sell and move on. But for a buyer, it is a bargain. It is such a good
Mm,
stepping stone,
Yeah.
getting into their foot in Flatbush, in a good school zone, good neighborhood, newer houses, and
And
standalone property.
and also this has a warranty, leftover warranty on it as well, Stamford warranty. With 7 years leftover warranty on it. So it's a
nice.
beautiful property. I mean, I will post. I don't know how I'm gonna share, but I will put that on your
Yeah.
YouTube link.
Uh, you can share it with me and I'll pop it in the comment section so they will be able to see and have a look at it. So that property is a deadline sale
No, so this is on negotiation. It's not
negotiation.
deadline sale, so which means you are more than welcome to put your offer, and
Happy to negotiate.
vendor is happy to negotiate. Yes,
So negotiation, but of course they have to sort out their finances first. Do you have
of
anything
course.
in option?
Yes, we do
Auction?
have options as well. So
There's a lot.
we have a lot of our properties range from 2 bedroom house, 3 bedroom house, 4 bedroom house, 5 bedroom house, 6 bedroom
To
house as well,
seven.
and to 7. So basically, a house for everyone. But some recent property that we have listed is a 5 bedroom property with 4 bathrooms in Flatbush. It's also a standalone property and is going on auction.
It's 5 bedroom. The best thing is there is one master downstairs, which many buyers always love because they have their parents coming over or someone who guest cannot, don't want to go on the first level. They won't love ground floor. So there is one master bedroom downstairs, and that's going on auction. I will upload that link on your channel
Yes,
as
please.
well.
You can have a
Yes.
look at it. Or you can share it here now in the comments. I think you can
Let
populate
me see. That's what I was. I
click on the
can actually right now. I will do that.
so they can check straight away because um last time, it was last year, right? When we were trying to sell our
Yes,
property, but you decided not to go ahead. But we are still aiming to buy the second one with our son, of course. Um,
absolutely. And we would love to help you this time as well.
Yeah.
yeah, we're looking at somewhere at the end of this year or beginning of next year. But we'll see if we can. We're looking at somewhere close here still. Because, like what you've mentioned, Manorewa is still affordable. I think it's
Exactly.
more affordable than Mangere. That's why we
Yeah.
came here. And we're looking for a 3 bedroom, but a bigger property with the potential to have a sleep out, or a 5 bedroom. We still want the standalone.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be new. Maybe similar to this or brick style. Yeah. And
Don't
yeah,
worry, Judy. We got you covered. We will find
yeah,
something for you.
that's our basic requirements. And
Yeah,
let me know. Let me know.
absolutely.
Right. Any last words? Thank you so much for your time. I would love to hear your last bits and tips for our audience.
Just want to say thank you to all our Filipino friends and family, to all our clients. You guys are amazing. You always have an open heart, so warm, so humble, so down to earth, so easy to talk to. And it is always a pleasure that, to work with you, because I know how important is it for a Filipino family to have their home, just as us as well, so because we are very family oriented people, we and have seen the same in Filipino families as well. So it is always pleasure to work, and we look forward to grow our Filipino community more and more, and help them as much as we can. Yeah, anything.
Nice. Thanks so much, Div and Andrew. And I've shared already the links that you have shared with me. That was privately, so I put in the comment section so they can easily click the link. If ever you need to contact Dev and Andrew, Team DNA, just click on the link and you'll be able to contact them directly. Doesn't have to go through me, no need to. Thanks so much, Andrew. I think I lost your camera now. But again, a pleasure to have you. And maybe next time we'll be able to have you again for new ideas and new tips, new insights coming from you, from your years of experience as real estate agent here. Thanks once again. And there you have it, our insider tips from Barfoot and Thompson, Team DNA, sharing with us their years of experience as real estate agent. They've helped us and many other Filipinos before us and after us, of course. So feel free to reach out to them in case you're already at that stage that your finances are all sorted and you're ready because you've prepared for the other costs like they have mentioned, and you have started creating your team, mortgage broker, or your bank, your lawyer, or accountant if you have to, but I didn't. And then you can reach out to the real estate agents. That's when they're going to mediate between your wants and your needs and the seller's needs. Thanks so much, everybody, for staying with us and for learning. And hopefully, if you rewatch this, give it a thumb and a thumb, I mean, a like, thumbs up, a like, please, or a heart shape. And watch this again next week. Hopefully, Marianne will be able to join us, and there will be more guests to share with us their experiences, their expertise, so that you will grow here in New Zealand. Have a good night, everyone. Kakite.